Good morning once again. We are back. The morning show coming to you live from our studios here in Belize City. And as Dale had mentioned earlier, we're going to talk a little bit about health and the holistical treatment of it.
Yes.
We'll get more details of that with us in the studios. Dr. Hermana Lamia, who's an internist, and actually you deal specifically with diabetes.
Diabetes management, yes.
And Mrs. Clara Jane Plett, who's a head coach. You coach a basketball team or something? And of course you're trained also as an EMT, an emergency medical technician, and of course you are, I'm sure you are very much into the holistic medicine and what they call peripheral neuropathy and things like that. But these are big words I'm throwing out there.
Right, indeed. So I need somebody to sort of break that down for me. Say it in small change, as we'd say here in Belize. What is the holistic approach to health? In a few words.
Well, the holistic approach is the opposite of the medical, and holistic just means looking at the whole body. Not just giving someone a pill to treat symptoms. It's looking at the mind, body, and soul.
You prepared a presentation, I understand.
Yes, correct.
Would that help? I mean, answer the questions?
Yes.
Well, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Okay.
So firstly, we have a healthy diet. You know, it is extremely important what we put in our mouth. And even before a healthy diet, I would have to say, is sunshine and water. We need to have a sufficient amount of outdoor activity, water, fluids, good fluids, quality nutrition, a good amount of protein, healthy energy levels, and it can also, a healthy diet can improve a good immune system. And we all want to have a good immune system, especially with today's, what's going around. That is our first defense, and we have to have that working for us. And so if we have a good diet and we're careful about what goes into our mouth, then our body can function a lot better therefore. And also exercise, it can improve your mental state, your physical state. It can relieve stress. It helps build muscles so that we can do our daily activities. And it also does amazing things to our emotional being, to be able to exercise, not just releasing stress, but it also sends, oxygen to the brain, and we know the brain is the main function of our body, or that controls our bodily functions. So that is something that is extremely important to be doing an exercise routine to better those functions in our body. Next we have the restful sleep, rest well. This is also very important for the body, because actually when we sleep, the body resets itself. We have little clocks in our body, all over our body, all our organs have little timers. And as we get up in the morning, the cortisol levels are released within 30 minutes of our eyes seeing light. And so that's when the clocks start ticking, that's when your day starts, that's when your body wakes up and starts working. And so it's extremely important to have a good rest, wake up, look at the sunshine, and then have your, within 30 minutes your body is awake and functioning. And so good rest, again, it balances your body, it increases your ability to focus during occasional stress. Body and mind benefit, and sleeping is rejuvenating, so you actually become younger if you have a good long night's rest. And a lot of people ask, okay, so how many hours do I need to sleep? And the rule across the board is 8 hours of sleep. So some would say 8 hours of work, 8 hours of activity or fun or recreational things, and then 8 hours of sleep. And yes, there's also women tend to need more sleep because of hormonal balances and things like that can increase when women get their extra hours of sleep during hormonal changes. And so we can see the sleep is very important. A lot of times we feel like it's a waste of time, but that's where you heal, that's where you rejuvenate, that's where you reset, and even detoxing happens while you sleep. So sleep is a big thing. It's not a waste of time. It's very important. Next up, we have strong relationships. This is something that we could talk about for a long time because it's not spoken of nearly enough. Having good relationships, firstly, a friend you can talk to, someone you can trust, someone you can go to share your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, someone that makes you feel safe. You know, a lot of times we have people we can talk to, but it's not someone that we feel safe with. And
But
so
this doesn't work on its own. It's influenced by all the things you said before.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
The
It's
better
not
mood
just the
you're in,
one-
the
yeah.
better relationship you're going to have.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. So you need to be happy and healthy and have good relationships, and all these things, you know, they play a role together. It's not just one or the other, and you can't have one without the other. So you have to have it as a whole again. So good relationships, it supports your immune system, it supports your mental health, your physical health, and your mental thoughts and emotions influence the rest of your body. And so if you have that friend that you can go and talk to and share your headaches and hardships, a lot of times it makes things easier, and then your body doesn't need to be affected by it in a negative way. You can share it with someone and get rid of it from there. Or if you have someone that you have negative feelings towards, you need to go talk to the person and deal with the issue, because those negative thoughts can affect your immune system and your body as a whole. And also depression is a big thing, and that can also affect your body. Any kind of negative emotion will affect your body as a whole.
Okay.
That is, I think I could, in one word, is prevention.
Correct.
That's what we're talking about. You know. When should you start living like this? When you're young and you're strong and you're a kid, you think you're invulnerable, and I guess you can be as healthy as you can. When does life or start affecting you physically and mentally that you would recommend a person start living this kind of life?
Well, that's an excellent question, because we all start up healthy and well, most of us.
Basically, yeah.
Yes. And but normally what I see is, you know, your midterm or mid-years, between 30 and 40. That's when you start realizing, oh, okay, I'm not bulletproof. I might need to, you know, do some preventative measures, change my lifestyle a little bit, and make sure that I have a good life from here out. So a lot of times that's where people start to realize, okay, I can't be having the diet that I'm having, or the rituals that I'm having, or the habits, so to say, yeah.
But the way your younger years, Doc, this is for you, your younger years when you're in your 20s, you party a lot, probably drink a lot of alcohol, things like that, smoke, whatever, that can tell on you later?
The bill is paid later on in life when you realize, you know, you've ingested so much alcohol, you have a process in the liver already that's starting like cirrhosis, you're smoking a lot, you have bad circulation, and then you have problems in your lung with lung cancer and all these things. A lot of things when you're young, you don't realize that it's going to affect you when you're older. But everything you do has an effect, you know. So it would be good to start living, you know, good from the start, but, you know, we don't take this advice. Young people feel like, you know, they have to do it their own way and they have to learn it their own way. Many of them learn it like that, by living it and getting sick and dying young.
What you're doing here, doctor, is this your personal decision? Because doctors are basically not trained to prevent. They're trained to treat you after you're ill. And that culture has influenced how a lot of people believe. When I get sick, I go to the doctor and give me a pill and and I'm going to get better.
I like to differentiate between the two types of medicine, because I'm an internist. I did the conventional medicine,
Right.
but I also did alternative medicine because of personal reasons.
That's,
Okay.
yeah.
So that is why I'm open, because when you're a MD, you feel like that's it, and you're a little god, and you go and act like a little god. But then I had a very life-threatening thing with my family that made me humble and learn and realize, being a doctor, I still didn't know a lot of things. So that is what made me open to both. So with my patients, I give them a choice. I have the allopathic medicine, which is the one we know, and we have homeopathic, we have alternative medicine. That's why I'm open to this. And the basic difference between allopathic medicine and homeopathic or alternative medicine is basically a concept. Philosophy
Agreed,
is like
But-
west versus
But
east.
these are different patients.
Yes,
One patient will come to you when they're already sick.
yes. That's
So-
the problem.
Right.
Because sometimes the process is so far advanced that you can't do much to detox them or to get them well again. Because in what you call homotoxicology, you have two processes. The first one is when the toxin is like flowing through the blood and it can easily get out. But then after some time, it impregnates into the tissue and starts changing the DNA. And that's when it becomes cancer. That's when
Right.
it becomes degrading diseases like arthritis and all this. And once you have physical change done to the body, it's very, very difficult to remove that, you know. You can't rejuvenate it, you can't regenerate it. Although now we have things with stem cells and all this that they say they can do it, but they haven't seen it yet.
So you are saying, if anybody's listening, feel good right now, I should still go sit down. I said, Doc, you know, give me what do you think I should
A yearly
work
checkup
on and
at
so on
least.
before I feel sick?
Yes, an early checkup.
It's doing like a maintenance, like
Right.
you do with your car.
Car,
you know.
exactly.
Are we doing
People
with our car?
love their car more than themselves. They take care of their
Well,
car
Kind of
because
ironic, isn't it?
yes, because their car is like, you know, after maintenance. But you don't give the body the maintenance it deserves. Okay?
But you can have symptoms, can't you? I
You
mean, I may
always-
not, I may not feel sick, but I get up one day and I just don't feel myself.
exactly.
We tend to overlook that.
Yes.
And
Or
instead
we
of
take a
saying,
pill.
why am
Or
I
we take
feeling
a
this?
pill that
Right.
knocks that out.
You don't ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? You know, well, I made the booze last night, now I know why I feel like this.
Dehydrated.
And you just, and dehydration is one of our worst enemies, isn't it? You mentioned exercise. And we say now, especially about young people nowadays, they are very inactive. They're always inside and so on. In my days, you were outside. In fact, if you're inside, your mom want to know what you do inside. You want to get rid of it. You know.
Play football, play top.
Yeah, you're always active. It's very important to exercise, isn't it?
Yes, very important. You need the fresh air, you need the sunshine, you need the oxygen in your bloodstream. I mean, without oxygen, everything goes downhill. Every single cell in your body needs oxygen, and oxygen detoxifies. It kills bad stuff. If there was perfect oxygen in our atmosphere, nobody would be sick. There wouldn't
Okay.
be any fungus. There wouldn't be any bad bacteria. Only the good bacteria would be able to thrive in a 100% oxygenated environment. And so that's something that we need to think of. When we take a deep breath, you're actually doing therapy for yourself, not just the mental stress that it takes away from taking a deep breath, or the vitamin D that gets put into your bloodstream because of the sunshine. So, you know, these things have a much larger impact on our lives than what we realize a lot of the times.
Tell us about the Shining Health Center.
So Shining Star Health Center was started in 2018, and it was something that I started and have been very passionate about. All my life I was into natural remedies. That was something that my mom very much encouraged, and so it's been a part of my life from a very young age. And it's a holistic health center, and yes, I work with Dr. Alamia, and he is the person I go to when I get stuck, so to say, or get advice from, because we have to look at everything, every possibility. And we do holistic treatments. We have a lot of services available. We have services available that can prevent and that can treat as well.
Okay. When we talked about maintenance just now, when should I come to see you?
Let me answer that.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first thing that you should know, that everybody out there, death starts in the colon, right? Because why? It's a drainage system. And if you're not eating properly, you're retaining toxins in the colon. And a lot of diseases start in the colon.
What's
And
a colon?
The colon is the large intestine, okay, where the feces goes and accumulates. So if you're not eating a lot of fiber, a lot of water, the stool is getting retained in there. And when the stool gets retained, it breaks down into bacteria, take it apart. And those toxins go in and start changing the lining of the large intestine. So the first thing would be at least colonics they do, and you wash out the colon, just like how you wash out your yard.
But why did they stop this? I used to get my
Yes.
Senna or my
Yes.
castor oil regularly, and they clean me out. So why
Exactly.
we stop that? They say it's not necessary anymore.
Because the doctors came with the philosophy, you have to get a pill and just... Now they give pills away for you to go out.
Okay.
But
So-
that was a good custom. Old people used to always, early you get your purge and you get your... And we were healthier. Didn't have so much cancer back then.
Yeah.
And a good opportunity to exercise, because your mother chased you around the house with a whip to take it.
Yes.
This is not about you.
Bring back memories. So that's part of what Clara does.
where is the center?
It's located in Spanish Lookout.
Okay. Whoa, I have to go all the way to Spanish Lookout.
All the way to Spanish Lookout.
Can't do it by Skype or...
No.
But
In person.
I think Spanish Lookout is strategically located, because when I'm thinking Spanish Lookout, I don't think of the big city. I don't think of
Nice.
lots of moving cars. I think of
And it's
green
like in the
grass.
center of the country, right?
Right, and I'm thinking of green grass and fresh milk and
Yes.
fresh air and lots of sunshine and that kind of thing, right? So, sort of walk me through in terms of the experience. Let's say I walk in and I want
Yeah,
the
what's the
whole
program?
9 yards. What's the first thing that happens?
Excellent question. So we have a website, and you can book a consultation on the website if you prefer, or just pick up the phone like good old times and give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to
I know the number is up on the screen,
Yes,
but we
it's
have a
up on
lot
the
of
screen,
radio
so-
listeners.
Yes, so the phone number is 672-3536 or 670-3536. Our website is shiningstarhealthcenter.com. Our email address is shiningstarhc@gmail.com, and our address is Route 40 West, Spanish Lookout, Coyote District. So you can, like I said, give us a call and get an appointment and come in and see us. And if you'd like to just come in and see the facility, get a tour, you're welcome to do that at any time. But if you'd like to sit down and talk about treatment options, do give us a call and book a time so that we can see you. We do have a form of testing where we can scan the person. It is through frequencies, and so it's very accurate, a lot of details, a lot of information that we get from that scan. So like you were asking earlier, when do I go
Is
see
that like
the
an
you know-
MRI or something like that?
No,
Is that-
it's a Zyto scanner. So it scans the body with frequencies. It creates frequencies, and the body responds to those frequencies. Every living cell, every cell in our body has a frequency. We all vibrate at a certain frequency. So everything living has a frequency. So the machine will ask your body, do you have this bacteria, virus, hormone, vitamin? It can tell you a whole
Really?
bunch of things, heavy metals, chemicals. And so
amazing.
your body responds according to the amount in your body, or the chemical itself will respond to the frequency that the machine sends. So we can we can read that and see, all right, do you need a colon cleanse? Do you need, detoxing? Or do you need building up? Do you need minerals, amino acids? What do you need? And so we can see that with that scan. So that is an excellent way to check up and see, where am I at with my health? What can I do to improve? A lot of times I see people, they've been taking maybe too many vitamins, and I can see, okay, your system is saying you have too much vitamins.
Yeah.
Because you're taking vitamins and you're not taking the amino acids and the minerals to build the foundation for the body to use the vitamins. So that is something that's a bit of a misconception as well.
It's true.
Because when you're feeling tired, weak, low energy, all right, well, let me just take some B vitamins and I should be fine. Yeah, a lot of times that does help a lot, but you need to look at what's really the underlying cause of your fatigue. Why am I not feeling myself anymore? So that's something that we can look at and in great detail. So when we have that scan done, we usually consult and see what is the best way to move forward from here.
Yeah, somebody in your profession mentioned to me a while back, he said, you see those daily vitamins? Don't take them daily. Take them every 2 or 3 days.
Right, or what
you can overload on some vitamins there.
Yep.
Yes, you can. Or another thing you can practice is on Sunday, if that's your day of rest, or on one day in the weekend where you're not having too much activity, where it is your day of rest, don't take the supplements. Let your body rest, because your body does also need energy to digest these supplements as well.
That's right.
The food we eat needs energy to digest.
Yeah.
And so always have a day where you rest. And we just talked about how important it is to
But
rest.
other days that maybe you're overactive or more stressed, then you can take them and like it's just showing here you need to know how your body functions.
Exactly.
So you can handle it.
Yes.
So how long does this procedure take? Would it take, is it 1 day checkup and then you would recommend what to do next?
Correct. Yes. So it's about an hour to do the scan and look at things. And then you usually come back a day or two later, because we look at the information, we decipher it and everything. And then you come back and then we sit down with you and we explain to you what the scan shows and what the protocols would be from here.
Doc, how, you being a doctor, how accurate and how real is this kind of test? Could it come up and say, look, it's possibly, cancer could develop here, or this can happen to you? Because a lot of people who do these checkups because I don't want no bad news.
Yeah.
But would it go that far? Can it say, look, if you're not careful, your kidneys might be in trouble, your colon or whatever?
I was amazed. I in Guatemala had the experience of it, having the same type of machine. But when I came and saw Clara's one, and it shows like a whole list of bacteria that you even see from med school that is in this person. All the parasites, all the metals, the heavy metals, pesticides, and then it even shows the organs that are more affected. It's amazing. It's amazing to see.
And this is no injection or no juking going on,
No, it's just put your hand on the machine and the machine scans it.
Because some people would question the accuracy of something like that. Exactly. Your arm and it reads your without. Exactly. Your arm and it reads your without. Exactly. And there's no pricking going on.
Exactly.
Continuously. So obviously your body does have what they call either the. Can I say spas and so on? Can I say you have these spas and so on? And can I say you have these spas and so on in the United States? Can I go and spend a few days and you fix me up so I can celebrate New Year's?
To be able to have you to be able to have you to be able to have you as comfortable as in a hotel, but be able to go and get these treatments done. And yes, somewhat of a spa, rejuvenation, just treatment. Fortunately, where you come and spend 4 to 6 hours a day, and then you can go home or get an Airbnb. We have a few of those in Spanish Acad already, nice places where you can stay. And you stay there overnight and just come back in the next. And you stay there overnight and just come back in the next day. And people do that all the time. They come for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending on what they need. Some even a few months. So it's just depending on what you need, where you're at. And yeah, we can put you up, we can accommodate you. It's possible.
And then how do you respond to people who have this natural aversion or this natural skepticism about this idea of holistic health? Because we're by and large still in an era where we depend on things that we get at the pharmacy or the dispensary and or whatever a doctor prescribes on a paper. How do we change their minds that maybe perhaps a holistic approach might be the best way to resolve some of our health issues?
Well, part of the problem is that these people that don't believe that usually get so sick and get tired of using and not getting any answers, and they end up there on the last approach, as a last option. A lot of people like that. They reach out with a big cancer. Yeah, and then you can't do much about it. All you can do is palliative, give
and
her
make it
a
as
quality
comfortable
life,
as
quality
possible.
life without pain. But you know, this will take time for the people to be open because we have been so indoctrinated, programmed by the other side, that we don't even know what's happening on the other side of the country. I can tell you, I was in India. I went to India in 2004, and I went to homeopathic hospitals. Homeopathic is talking about little drops that in low dose, and they were treating people in hospital beds. Diabetics, hypertensives, asthmatic patients, and they were controlled. I did the visit, and I went and said, how? You know? And then the guy that took me, he wanted to go there to buy the medication to bring it to Guatemala. And you know what they told him at the hospital? You can't do business with this. Is free for the people. He won't allow you to make a business of it.
Yeah.
Because they used to give it free to all these people.
That we get back all to the herbs and all that stuff, which is in there. I know we're running out of time, but and I mentioned about age to start, but somebody in their 60s listening right now, I feel okay, but you would still recommend they do a checkup, don't you?
Yeah, once you should check out.
You know, because your body deteriorates.
Most of us are
some
afraid
are not
to check
functioning, you know. And to do it,
There's this fear because
they don't know what you're
they don't know what to expect, and isn't that reflective of the life? They know their lifestyle, don't they?
Exactly. So then there's a bill, but they don't know the cost of the bill yet.
And of course, we still do the regular medical checkups, you know, the blood test, the urine test, stool test, and things like that, which fits right into that. It tells you how your body is functioning in many areas, but you would recommend you do yours as well.
Yes, because this is a whole nother level of just a lab test. Because the other sad thing is that a lot of times you do go get labs and they say, well, you're fine, you're normal, everything is normal, which it could be completely accurate that those numbers are normal, but there's an underlying cause, there's a root problem. And so that's what we focus on very much, is getting to the root problem of the issue. What is causing all these symptoms? So your blood level might be good, your iron level might be good, and your thyroid might be good, and all those things, cholesterol's in check. But there can still be an underlying problem as to what's causing these issues.
Do you have, what should I say, an initial checklist? We mentioned the car earlier. You know the oil needs to change, or the car does a little jerk. And would you, with your experience, both of you, do you have a checklist that I could do, get up one day and say, wait, I have a little tingling in my ear, or my knee hurt me, or I feel woozy. Briefly, I still feel good, so you get to know how your body functions. I know as a doctor, patients expect you to know how my body works. That's why you ask me, instead of me going and telling you, this is my habit, I'll tell you how my body works to you. So, which helps you, right, as a doctor, to diagnose. Do you have a checklist to basically to say this, you're feeling 90% today, you're feeling 85% tomorrow, you know, things like that.
Well, I
Because
don't
your body
have,
sends signals, doesn't
right,
it?
yeah. I don't have a written out checklist, but there are things that you can do, definitely. And I like what you mentioned, that you know your habits, you know your body, and you know when you're not performing the way you should be performing. And so that's something that you need to listen to. And as a health coach, I very much respect people's point of view, or they come to me and they say, I feel so and so, you know, and then I ask, okay, so what do you think you should be doing different, or what do you think caused this to come about?
Right.
And maybe there's something stuck in their emotions, or it could be different things, lifestyle change, or the person usually knows when you ask yourself, what do I need to change? What do I need to do to make it better? The answers will come.
Yeah,
The
that
answers
is so
will
true.
come.
I've learned that with life. Definitely does. You know, it's been really interesting talking to you. You have any final questions?
No, except
You're
that.
a big, healthy boy, so you know.
Well, I'm trying to be.
He's in the back of his mind making his own.
Yeah, I'm
trying
making
to-
my and sort of doing a self-analysis, because I'm in the majority a little bit fearful of what to expect when I make a visit. But you understand that these things are absolutely important if you want to live.
Yes.
Right. But I have been thoroughly enlightened and uplifted by this discussion. So Dr. Herman Halamia and Mrs. Clara Jean Plett, thank you, mil gracias, for coming this morning. We
And
really,
we'll come
really
back.
appreciate
This is a discussion we need to hold, because we always talk about prevention, but we don't take it seriously. You know, it's always after the fact.
It's a
We're
matter
dealing
of
with this.
teaching and teaching
Yeah.
over, and you know, till
Indeed.
people get it, it's better I prevent than get.
Definitely. Well, thanks again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.